Alrighty, so now we have our CSV printed out here, the Hacker News Top 100. What we're going to do is eventually we'll want to get the submissions for all of these, but we're just going to focus on one user for now so you can kind of understand how I'm going about this. And once you have that, you'll be able to grab all of the data on your own, and I'll also share the data set for that. So let's go to a crawler. So this is a fun recipe because it starts with an extractor and then ends in a crawler. And I imagine that the top 100 really doesn't change all that often. I don't really check it very often, so I don't know if there's a lot of jostling for position there at the bottom, but I imagine that those posters are a little bit more prolific in the Hacker News system. Alright, let's go back to our lists here. Specifically, we're going to click on the top user, and then we're going to go to submissions. So right away you'll see the first link here, the pattern for the first link is news.ycombinator.com/submitted, and then it has the user ID there at the end as the parameter. So we're going to select crawler again. This is where we want to be. Multiple search results, detect these settings. Yep, good to go. All right. So we want to get all of this as a row here. Okay, good. Got all of them. Now, when you're thinking about what columns you want to add on this page, again, depending on what kind of analysis you would like to do, you can start to choose different things. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to get the title. I want to get this in text format as well as a link format, similar to what we were doing before with the users. We'll go ahead and get title text. Very nice. And let's get the title link. Set that as link. Select again. Okay, great. Now, one thing I also like to grab here is just the domain. Just if you want to do some analysis on like the base domains, all you have to do is do like a find replace for the parentheses, get those all out of there, and then you have the base domains of the submissions for all the top users. So it becomes pretty easy to do easier analysis on. So let's grab the points as well. Oh, looks like we're going to do a little more training here. It's really making us work for this one. There we go. Just is being a little finicky there, so we just want to make sure we got all of those. And I think a big difference for it is like points versus point. All right, great. We got that. Now let's get the username. So the difficulties that I was talking about with this scraper aren't really apparent yet. I haven't shown you yet specifically what's tough about it, but one thing that's tough about it in the beginning is because it's dynamically generated, it's making sure that your crawler doesn't go through other parts of the site that you don't want it to crawl on. So we'll be doing a little bit of that, but I think it helps to include the username there so that you're making sure 100% unequivocally that you're not getting data from users that aren't in the top 100. So I like to just throw that in there. It makes it easier. And then just for good measure, do date posted. No, it's not really the date, but for lack of a better term. Probably gonna have to train this one a little bit. Yep, looks like it. And see, it helps to scroll down here too, because look, it didn't quite get all of these. So sometimes the formatting is just a little bit weird. And nailed it, got it all. Fantastic. Now, I guess just for good measure, let's get the comments. Comment count. Sorry, this is probably a bit annoying because it's going to be a little bit tedious again to do the training. Right. Actually, never mind. It went right away. Worked perfectly. Okay, great. So that's what we need here. And now what we're going to do is add another page. And so we're going to click. Now here's where you're going to see where the URL actually changes to something that's more dynamic and can cause you some issues in general. Let's go. The internet is going entirely too slow. Alright, perfect. Second page, and what you have up here is news.ycombinator.com/x, and then this long parameter with a dynamically generated string here. As you can see, we're still on the same user's submissions, but this is throwing us a little bit of a curveball in terms of what we've seen before, but we've got solutions for it, so let me show you. We're on the right page. We're just going to make sure again that this thing captures what it's supposed to capture. Oh, interesting, it didn't actually get this one, so let's make sure that it gets this as a row. Alright, got it. Perfect. Okay, let's make sure it got all the comments and all these other tricky ones like the points, date, etc. Okay, cool. Got what we need. It's always so refreshing to be able to click, I got what I need. Alright, let's move on to training the next page. Man, this speed is killing me right now. All right. So now because this is dynamically generated, that means the next time that we run this crawler and it comes back, this parameter here at the end would actually be completely different. So the difficulty that provides us is we can't just copy and paste in all of the links that we're going after again, like we did last time. So it can be a little bit difficult, but we do have some workarounds, like I said. And what it does is, what it really means is that we're going to have to spend a little more time creating rules for our crawler to make sure that it's only getting what it's supposed to be getting. And because we're going to leave the click depth open, meaning that the crawler will see all these links out here. So like say these links at the bottom, and it'll click through and start going to these other links. What we need to do is we actually need to make a list of those links and say, hey crawler, don't follow these links, don't go to these links, don't extract anything from pages that look like this, and that should help us out. Okay, so got our next page here. Great, looks like we got everything. Alright, let's just get one more page here, and then we'll dig into the details of how to make this work better. It was kind of nice at the beginning of the last video, my fan wasn't going crazy, but as you know, this makes my computer run a little bit hot. Alright, here we go. It's interesting to see we're only 5 pages in, and we're already 1,400 days back, almost 1,500 days back, which is a while ago. Alright, so we're missing a domain here. Oh, that's because it's a Tell Hacker News. There is no domain. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that was functioning like it was supposed to. Now, again, like I said, we're going to be working with a crawler, and we don't want it following all these different links. So in the interest of time, I went through and did this ahead of time, but I actually have a list. I just went through and made a list of all these different URLs down here that follow a similar convention as this one up top. So like for instance, the library is ycombinator.com/lib.html, which is not the same as it's not on the same subdomain as Hacker News, so we don't have to worry about that. Same for apply and a couple of these other ones. But all the ones that start with news.ycombinator.com, I have them here in this list because we're going to tell the crawler not to follow those links. And then here's some additional rules that we'll go through and create. I just wanted to make this as seamless as possible. We'll go Hacker News top user submissions. Alrighty, let's click run here, and now let's dive into some details. So, in this first window here, you see all the URLs that we grabbed. Now, again, the thing about this is that all 4 of these URLs are going to be, these top 4 here are going to be completely different when you come back because it's dynamic. So, we need to make sure that 1, we're crawling in the right places, and 2, we're also taking down or taking information off the right pages so that we're only getting posts that came from the top 100 users. So I'm going to take these URLs here, and again, you can get these by just going across the bottom of the page there and copying and pasting them into a text file like I did. So we're going to tell the crawler that it can't crawl in any of these places because these are distractions. This is not where we want it to go. What we want it to do is click that more link that I was clicking on at the bottom of the page, because it changes every time we need to use page depth. So we're going to keep it at 10 just to make sure that we do our damnedest to get all the data we need to get. We're going to put it down to 1 page. Now, if you're doing a really quick crawl, and it doesn't matter if you get duplicates, go ahead and keep it at 3 pages. For me, I've been noticing that sometimes with 3 simultaneous pages, that'll actually get duplicates in the CSVs, and I typically do things that require me to be a little bit more precise, so I don't like dealing with duplicates very much, so I'm going to go one simultaneous page and then one for a pause between pages. And let's go ahead and take a look as well at these URLs. So, like I said, I did this one before because it takes a little bit of concentration. So, it's asking us where to crawl. So, essentially, we'll be okay with it crawling on any to start with any of these ID pages of the user. So it's the submission. It's the first page of the submission or set of submissions for a particular user. Then after that, anytime you click on more, it's going to give you news.ycombinator.com/x and then a parameter, and then it's going to make up the dynamic parameter there. So you see that up here. So we're going to say all the way up to the equal sign, and then we're going to say any. So we're okay with any, but these are the places that it should crawl. So when you go to expand this to all users, just copy and paste all of the user links in here. Keep this one here. You're going to want this guy right here, but you can copy and paste all of the user links into there. We're going to keep it short and sweet so that you can see it in action. That's perfect. So we got our where not to crawl ready, and then where to extract data from. And again, we're just going to be as explicit as we possibly can with the crawler, so we don't have to worry about any extra data getting in there. So we only want it to grab from a page that looks like this, or grab from a page that looks like this. That's what that means here. So I believe that means we're good to go. So let's let this guy run a little bit. Now, it is also worth mentioning, by the way, that page depth-wise, the more page depth that you have on your crawler, the longer it's going to go, because it's going to do more exploring. Truthfully, we could probably put the page depth down to 1 in this scenario, but there's not a huge advantage because we've gotten very explicit with the links that we're allowing it to follow. So let's take a look here. So we're doing good because we're getting the same username over and over and over again, which is a very good thing. Looks like it requested one page that didn't exist anymore, which is totally fine. Chances are it's one of those original pages that we had dealt with. And see, as you can see, the crawler's still just exploring, and it's a good thing we set the page depth up like that. It should be topping out here pretty soon, just based on what we saw there from our own exploration. Yeah, I'm willing to bet that it's going to top out here at 390 rows. Oh, nope, I was wrong. It's finding things further and further back. All right, so now that we have that data, let's upload it. Just take a quick look. Now, what you want to do, again, this is always going to be a process. It's always going to be a matter of iteration, right? So we're just going to save that. for our whole business here. So it's always going to be a matter of iteration. So you're going to want to check to see, you're going to want to go through and check to see, did we get everything that we needed to get from this user? You can go manually through the site and click all the way back. Honestly, the crawler probably did get all of it here. And we may even have some some doubles too. So what you can do, again, download this into a CSV, do a little analysis on it, see how far back the timeline goes. You can kind of do it in here, but honestly, it's a much better experience to just pull it out of here and do it in some sort of CSV. Let's see if this sort works the way you would want it to. Okay, we'll see how far back in days that we're able to go. See, and so in this situation, right, like there's 9 days right here, and it's just not exactly what you want, how you'd want it to work. So export this into a CSV, do some analysis, click through to the user's page itself. I just want to make sure I saved. Kind of a OCD habit there. Click through to the user's page and make sure that it is actually saved the way that you want it, and it did get all the results from the user. And another good way to do that, I didn't do that in this situation, but another good way to do that is also to take down the post number of each of those rows. So add a column for the post number and grab all those numbers, and then manually go to the back and make sure that you're getting everything. So I did check this beforehand, and it did get everything for the particular user I looked at previously. But as you can see here, here's again my example of getting some actual duplicates as it was crawling through. So that's what I thought, just based on what I saw before when I ran the scrape before recording the video. So anyways, that's how you get submissions, all of the submissions over the lifetime of a top 100 hacker news user. How you use that is up to you. Thanks for watching.